Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And today what I want to share with you is how to attract higher paying clients or higher paying coaching clients or customers. So if you're struggling to get clients that maybe can't afford you, then stay tuned. I'm going to share with you some insight here in this video. All right, so you might be running a coaching program, a mentoring program, maybe something higher end, even a video course that's a little bit more premium, and you're trying to sell it, but unfortunately, no one is buying it. And you might not be attracting the right people. So here, I want to share with you how to attract a little bit more of the higher end people. And it just really stems from a simple concept of understanding the type of people that hang around your kind of content and information. So if we kind of think of this as a dating relationship and we kind of look at just where people naturally hang out, if you go in and you say, hey, well, I want to go and meet someone that's really into dancing, well, you probably want to go around and hang out at dance clubs and maybe go into dance balls and studios. So in our case here, what we do as far as the coaching that I deal with people who are interested in investing, learning to invest their money, people who want to trade a little more actively, and things regarding option trading as well. So we have some one-on-one coaching where people can buy a single session, but then also they can buy some more higher end tickets where, you know, I deal with them for maybe 6 months to a year, depending on the person. So, and those can cost about $8,000 to $10,000 depending on what they're attempting to do. But in either case, I would consider that a little bit more higher end rather than, you know, a $200 or $500 course that we offer. And just the fact of going into a higher ticket item, there's a little bit of a difference in landing those clients than maybe a person who's interested in a $19 ebook or a $5 ebook that we have for sale. So as I look into this and you kind of look at it from your end of attracting higher paying customers, it's kind of basically around who is your target audience and what are the topics that you're talking about and how is that kind of resonating to all your products and services. So here's what I'll kind of mention. So let's say you run a kind of a discount shop. It could also be anything where you're talking about saving money. You're looking at college students, maybe how they can, make food on the cheap side, maybe a lot of DIY related things. So you have all of these different types of contents that may get a lot of views, visitors, attracts a lot of people. But unfortunately, what's the big issue and problem with all this? Well, the issue is let's say you're a discount shop. Well, if you're attracting coaching clients that, you know, are viewing this type of content, well, they probably don't have the money. If you are, let's say, talking a lot about saving money and maybe you're looking to coach people how to get out of debt, well, what's the issue with that? Well, people in debt, they got in debt for a reason or somehow, right? So they got in debt by some means by not being wise with their money. So could you go ahead and coach those people? Yes, absolutely. But you just may not be able to go ahead and charge them as much. For example, a person that's looking to get out of debt, is it maybe valuable to them to $10,000 to be able to get out of, let's say they had $300,000 in debt? Yeah, absolutely. If you can pay $10,000 and it helps you get out of $300,000 in debt, yes, of course it's valuable. But at that point, those people are a little more hesitant. In addition, people who don't have money, let's say a college person who maybe you want to college and tutor them and you say, hey, or even high school students to get into college, and it might be, hey, here's a $5,000 program where you can get the best SAT scores or test scores, and that can help you get into college. Well, not every college student has the $5,000. So it's unfortunate, but even though you may be able to help them, they may not have the money. So you almost have to cater to their parents to be able to do a coaching program like this. So my point is to attract higher end coaching clients, you need to be discussing and talking about, number one, kind of the right things. So you need to be discussing the right things to the right people. So by talking to the right people and discussing the right things, you get kind of this nice blend of harmony. Because if you're talking about saving money, discounts, DIYs, those people are not interested in usually buying things, because DIY, hey, you're going to do it yourself, right? Just show me how. Saving money, hey, I want to save money. I don't want to buy your products. So if you're offering coaching programs for meditation on how DIY you can meditate, or DIY how to save money, they're not going to be interested to become a coaching client of yours. Not to mention, it's not the right type of people. So, and if you're not having the right type of thing or offer, then all of a sudden it doesn't line up and the harmony is just not there. So how do you switch things around? Well, number one, you need to target the right type of people. So the right type of people are maybe people with money. So instead of how to get out of debt, you might switch this around and say, okay, how to, instead of, if you want to deal with finances, instead of how to get out of debt, it might be how to, that's why there's a lot of these kinds of things around, start a business. Okay, so now all of a sudden, people who are looking to start a business, they have some capital, they want to start a business, they're a little bit more motivated, they know where they're at, or how to maybe make money on the side. So again, there's a little bit of a different kind of motivation behind there. Those people are already interested in moving forward past the debt part. So that attraction could be different. Now, could those people still be in debt? Absolutely. But all of a sudden, the mind shift is a little bit different. So now you're targeting kind of the right idea and concept and the right type of people. So the people that are looking to start a business are probably not the same people that are looking to get out of debt. Because people that are looking to get out of debt as a priority, that's more in the front of their mind. Whereas people looking to start a business, hey, they're probably not in debt. Maybe they are in debt and they have some debt, but they have the means to potentially start a business. So that idea and the person now kind of matches up. So that's where you start attracting the right kind of client and customer. And I will warn you that sometimes you may think you're attracting the right person, but it's not always the case. I've seen this sometimes in the trading space, because we deal with a lot of traders. So when we go in and we look at all the educational material that we have, and between some of these things like we do with the day trading content, what I find is people who are doing day trading and kind of penny stocks, which is one of the reasons why we don't focus in as much on penny stocks, those types of people usually don't have a lot of money, and that's why we don't deal with a lot of penny stock videos. We have some, but not a lot. Now, again, we're trying to cater a little bit to them as well, because maybe people that are into penny stocks still have a larger nest egg. But a lot of times what I focus on are people who actually have the means. They're either more retired, they have the wealth, they have a good job, or a paying job, or a good healthy nest egg. And that's why a lot of the content that we make is more on option strategies, people who are more into deeper learning and looking to make a larger return or use a lot more cash and capital. So by doing this, it attracts the right types of customers. But here's the issue. Sometimes you may think that by talking about, let's say, fancy cars, which is what you might see in the penny stock world, or day trading, or boats and planes, and they may seem like a good idea because now you think, hey, I'm attracting the wealthy people because only wealthy people have fancy cars. The problem with this is you have to remember this attracts the dreamers. So those people are dreaming about those things, and they watch those videos because they're dreaming, oh yeah, I got, they might have, let's say, $750 in their bank account. They want to trade stocks. And all of a sudden, they like watching those videos that you're making about fancy cars and boats and airplanes, but they barely have any money to be able to afford your programs or your coaching that you're offering. It just doesn't work out because they just don't have the money. They're dreaming about your stuff, but they don't really have the means. So it's important that the videos that you make and create don't suck in the wrong kind of people. So sometimes having the dreamers is not bad because then you get more views, and then from that you can get like your ideal client. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes it's just a time sucker, because then you start to be putting out energy and vibes where, hey, you're kind of catering to people that are more of a get rich quick, hey, fancy cars and boats and planes. So it's important you really telegraph, hey, are you more of a high-end educator and really know your stuff? Or are you more of like, hey, I'm catering towards the dreamers, the 20-year-olds who want to have fancy cars, boats, and airplanes? So that's really up to you. But my point is in the long run, what you have to determine is, hey, am I targeting the right kind of people? That's number one. And am I discussing and talking about the right kind of things? Because if you're talking about how do I save money and clip coupons out of a book, you know, and save $10 a month, those people are usually looking to save money. They're probably not interested in a $300 or $500 video course or coaching program or session with you. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes they are interested in that kind of thing, but I just want you to understand that, hey, that needs to be in alignment. So think about that. And I don't know your personal business. What are you coaching people in? Is it personal finance? Is it woodworking? Is it maybe a different kind of trade? Are you coaching them in technology, maybe helping older people with the tech space? Are you coaching them in digital art, graphic design, in writing, like ebooks and web development? Whatever you're doing, that's perfectly fine, but just understand that the topics you're talking about needs to attract the right type of people to you. And if you're attracting people that have no means to buy, then obviously, even if they do want your program, they won't be able to afford it. And if you're attracting the wrong people, well, then they're definitely not going to be interested in your product, and they may or may not be able to afford it. So you have to have the right people, attracting those right people, and the right ideas and concepts and topics of discussion to attracting them. And that's where you get the right customer base to attract the higher end people. It's kind of like, again, in that dating relationship world, if you want to attract maybe people who are of upper class or maybe thought-provoking or maybe, you know, more normal, just think about it like, hey, I'm going to a museum to maybe meet somebody, let's say on a date, or I'm going to a nightclub, a college nightclub. It's a whole different world, right? Spectrum. I'm not saying that a person can't go to both, but I'm just saying the type of person that's interested in maybe a museum is a little bit different than the one that always wants to drink and party all the time. So again, it's not saying that you can't overlap, but just look at the average and so forth. So anyways, hope you found this video helpful, insightful, gives you some things to think about in your own coaching business, in client attraction, to attracting the right and proper people for your business. So that way you can continue to, you know, not waste time on the wrong people and maybe land some of those higher end clients and customers. You really have to, you know, work at it if you're trying to land higher paying customers, because you need to have a bigger base. And from that bigger base of eyeballs, you know, there might be only a handful that are going to convert to a higher paying coaching or mentoring client or customer. So anyways, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to grab some great freebies that I have by clicking the link right over here. You can download some PDFs and cheat sheets, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or of course, see other great videos. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.